You know what I mean?
Legend.
Man, it does it all.
Legend.
Did everything, every party, every club in Baltimore City. There's too many of them to name because I was still a little kid. I don't know all of them, but I'm sure he gonna announce all the names.
It's too many.
You gonna name all of them?
It's too many. Well, back in the day it was too many. I can name two now.
He done made your mama dance. He done made your daddy dance.
Your grandmother.
He done played some music. That's probably why one of the reasons you here, because he played some good music and not to the club. You know what I mean?
Oh no, I ain't gonna go that far. We did
well,
good. We did some mommy making music.
Yeah. You did it all, man. You brought the stars here. Oh, tell people who you are. Go ahead.
It's Reggie Reg, aka the Godfather, aka your man, aka the name you know, aka. That's all I gotta say. And chilling with my man Maine-Izm. We up in here getting his crab cake and fries on. I'm waiting for my crabs. Basically, we're here talking about, you know, things that went down in Baltimore, how it used to be. Baltimore used to have, as an example, we had color, like this. Now Baltimore, everybody think is, when you say Baltimore, it's like gray. Nothing's going on, nothing to do. Where's the music? Where's the entertainment? Just where are you, right? So you know, what you trying to get at? What you want to know?
It's like
let the beer go down, buddy. Let the beer go down.
Like, how did you start? Like, how did Reggie Reg start? Because you like the beginning. It was you, Sean Marshall.
No, but I'll tell you realistically, it was me, the New Marks, AP crew.
Matter of fact, we got one of them.
Yeah.
You want your face on camera?
Yeah, we got my man over here. Come here, bro. Bro is one of the New Marks back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They used to spend like, what was it, 6 turntables?
Kevin Lyles, DJ Spin, they made the Girl, You Know It's True.
Yeah, Milli Vanilli.
He was singing that part. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
And I ain't gonna say I want you. But anyway, the original DJs back in the day that I came along with started. It was, like I said, New Marks, AP Crew, Terry T, Vicious V, you know, all these DJs that did it started. And I was just so happy to be the one that really broke the mold, because when I started on the radio, you know.
What station was you on?
92Q was the first radio I ever did.
Okay. You went on WEBB and all?
Oh yeah, I mean, we were back in the day. We all did WEBB. Rob was on WEBB.
Yeah.
Rob, come here, Rob.
Don't try to say 92Q all first.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was on EBB.
We was on WEBB, the New Marks.
Frank
Ski was there too. The original radio stations first, and this is probably before some of y'all were born. WEBB and WWIN. WEBB was our first radio station because back when I was in high school, New Marks, you know, came on. New Marks was out there with Mac James, you know, and then I came in like with me and Frank Ski. Spin was on there, Chuck Max, Lee Cross. I'm gonna tell you, this is what tripped me out. When I was like a teenager, and the tower of the radio station WWIN used to be in Waverly Shopping Center on the east side off of Greenmount. There was a back door to the radio station, and every time I used to see that tower, I used to be like, I want to be a DJ on the radio. One day I knocked on the back door. Lee Cross opened the door. So he was like, hey, how you doing? I was like, man, you the DJ? He was like, yeah. I said, man, I want to be a DJ when I go up. Can I just see how y'all work? He took me in the back way with him. I sat in there while he was on the radio, and he was on all the buttons, Lee Cross, WWIN, blah, blah, blah.
So you ain't had no equipment at this time?
Man, I ain't know nothing about radio. I just wanted to get into it. Lee Cross, to this day, he probably don't remember. When I was a teenager, Lee Cross showed me first inside of the radio station. And that's how I really got myself motivated to really want to get into it. And then when I got into it more, WWIN and WBB, we used to do back in the day, this before any DJs. DJs originally couldn't talk on radio. It was just the jock that was already on. They used to make our mixes on a cassette with a sheet telling where the breaks are and everything, and you drop it off, and you just keep moving, and they playing about, yeah, such featuring whatever DJ it is mixing, and you kept moving. That's how they named that. But I did a lot of parties.
What year was this?
Oh my God, I'll tell you the years. I probably have to shut these cameras off. But it was the 80s. Okay. It was in the early 80s. You know, and like I said, back then we had places where we could feature the DJ, where it was like Rhythm Skate, the Newmarks was there, Terry T, me. We had like block parties and stuff. We used to have this thing back in the day. You could have stuff in the street where Operation Champ, for those that are old enough to remember, used to give block parties. And they would have a DJ, or neighborhoods would have DJs. And back then, they used to have this thing where you clean up the block. And the best neighborhood clean up, you had block parties and stuff there, and you had cookout, whatever. Back in those days, it was good.
All right, so we're going to fast forward a little bit.
All right.
How did you hook up with Frank Ski? Because you and Frank Ski was tight. Y'all did some things, right?
We did some things back in the day. When Frank first moved here, Frank was...
What year was can you remember what year Frank moved in?
Oh man, it was like 80, in early 80s, like 81, 2.
Early 80 for real?
Yeah, it was like
88.
No,
89?
No, when he first came here, it was the 80s. It was somewhere in 82. 83, something like that.
That's when he first came?
When he first came, it was around there.
He was on V103 with him like 92.
No, he was on WEBB first.
So I didn't know that.
Yeah, Frank started out on WEBB.
Okay.
Frank started on
We got some history right here.
Yeah, Frank started out WEBB first. Then V103.
And that's when we did the V103.
And that's when he blew it up.
Okay.
Right. That's when he blew it up in the 90s. But then, like I said, WEBB used to come on in the morning and go off early at night. And that was because the watts, the kilowatts was like gone.
I wasn't a ski J.
And then,
Frank, was you a ski J?
I was never a ski J. No, I'm gonna tell you who the ski J's were. When Frank started ski J's, he had Mark Henry, Sean Marshall, and himself. And who else was it? The Spent. And then he, you know.
And this was like the late 80s?
Yeah, this is the late 80s then, when he started ski J's. I give it, Frank started something where, even though if he didn't DJ it, he put DJs on to make it happen, and those DJs built themselves up. All the DJs worked in music stores.
Now, how did your name get hot?
I played a lot of parties throughout the city. Throughout the city, I was all over the place. I kept myself where you got something going on, I'm visible. I'm gonna be right there. A block party, a house party, and I ain't do it for the money. I did it for the. You
ain't only just like DJ. You was also nice on that mic too.
Yeah, but it came natural. Yeah. A lot of people don't understand. Doing all the mic stuff, it's a lot of people that try to get on the mic now don't know what the hell to say. They get on there,
whole bunch of cussing.
And cussing. Yeah, you know, all the Lil Waynes and Jesus that got people crazy. You don't have to get on the mic to entertain your cuss and go crazy or whatever. You entertain people. You could be funny on the mic. You can talk about people that's in the party and they be like, oh my God, he said such and such, such a. People like to go home and talk about that. You know, I used to shout out this girl Lucky. And matter of fact, I'll give you a prime example. Do you remember back in Gatsby's and Choices days when there used to be live broadcasts and I'd be like, come see the sexiest man alive, Turbo?
See, I was still a kid. I couldn't get it.
Everybody in Baltimore used to come out and see who is Turbo at Choices. Turbo had a mohawk, glasses, aluminum foil on his teeth. And every time the ladies come in, they be like, where's Turbo? I call him on the mic.
Yeah, where's Turbo at now?
You don't know. Be like, Turbo, come to the stage. I don't know. But Turbo was the man. We had Turbo, then we had a man named Mr. Gatsby, had these white shoes on, used to blow the whistle and go up and down the floor. Yeah, and he just rolled. And there's another guy, we used to call him Big John. He always had a plaid shirt on, stand like this, with shades on. And every time you walk by, he move his body like a matrix, you couldn't touch it. He'd be like this. And then he just started jumping around. He was the funniest somebody I know. But these are the people that just when you go to a party, you know you're gonna be fun, have fun, entertaining.
Name some of the spots though that you did.
Gatsby's, Godfrey's. Let me see. I had a lot of house parties. We Body Factory, Rhythm Skate, Shake and Bake, Odell's with Sean Marshall.
You know what I remember about you and Sean Marshall when y'all back? I forgot what year that was.
We did first battle in Witness. That was in the 80s. That was in the late 80s.
The other one was up Liberty Heights. What's the name of that spot?
No. The first battle we ever done.
No, but the first, yeah, but I'm talking about, I was at this one.
Yeah, on Liberty?
It was at that spot. It's a church now.
Rhythm Skate. That was Rhythm Skate. But we didn't battle.
Then it was
No,
Rhythm
you
Skate.
battled.
Not me and Sean Marshall.
It was never Rhythm Skate. Rhythm Skate was Primrose Avenue, 4604.
That was on
Strong
Liberty
Street from
Road.
CCD. What's the name of that spot right there?
The Palladium.
The Palladium.
Y'all battled right there. You don't even see it?
See, we
Around
done
the
so
turn-
much, you
went
can't
around
even
the
remember.
turntables. That's when you
Oh
killed
yeah,
it.
I spent on the other side of the turntable.
Because everybody was like, I don't know about Reggie.
I
Sean
spent-
Marshall going.
Right, I spent back on did the tricks on the other side.
I was like, man, Reggie, you hang with me. So we gonna win it. Shout out to Sean Marshall, you did your thing, but you know what I mean?
No, but
Reggie won the battle.
that was, man, let me tell you something. A lot of people don't understand. We did stuff, the battles and all that stuff, we could battle and still be boys. Sean is one of my best friends.
That was just something that the people wanted to see.
Right, it was just entertaining.
And it was exciting.
Right. It was not about who gonna win. It was just a battle that Sean was the top name in the city, I'm the top name in the city, and everybody wanted to see those two go or whatever. You know, he was doing the hot club at the time. I was doing the hot club around the corner. The club strip that we had back in the day was Odell's, come around the corner, Gatsby's, go around the corner, Signals, White Boy Archie used to play there. Go down the next block, White Boy Scotty B and Godfrey's. You know, so we had a lot of clubs back then. And this is, I'm gonna say this. This is where a lot of people forget how to be humble in Baltimore. Back in those days, you would put your man on the next day. It's just like people that Koreans own these chicken box spots.
Oh no.
We don't own that. But you're supposed to pass something on, just like if it's your kid. When I first got in radio, and I said, the first person I put on radio with me, and I said, when I get my foot in the door, I'm bringing you on, was Mike Crosby.
But you put me on.
Yeah, man.
Reggie Reg.
Maine was in elementary school when I first met him.
Reggie Reg bought all the stars.
We had Redman down there.
All the Def Jam, these two hooked me up. That's how I got all that. Redman,
D-Rod
all that.
and Kevin Lyle.
Anything but Def Jam.
Redman DJ for, Main DJ for Redman, the live at Hammerjacks, and rock.
5,000 people.
We had to take him home and get his records. You know? Yeah, we had to take him home and get his records, and he rocked.
We had some good greens, good green. I ain't gonna tell you who got it for us.
Yeah, we used to have.
I don't want to put them out there like that.
Yeah, we used to have Luke down there and Tupac. Everybody, those were good days
That was
back
a
then.
night, boy.
You know, but those days, man, this is what I was just saying earlier.
Yeah, how did you bring the stars down? Because it was like back at that time, you was the only DJ to bring the stars down.
No, it was me and Frank.